What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? So we have some late night news. Could we be seeing Nolan Arenado being traded to the St. Louis Cardinals? Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? So I just went live a little bit earlier. I talked about Trevor Bauer, maybe some potential landing spots that he could end up with, maybe the Mets, the Dodgers. I just got done with that a little bit ago. I was about to go to bed. All of a sudden, my iPad starts going off, telling me that maybe Nolan Arenado could be heading to St. Louis. So this is a special edition late night news show, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But let's not waste any time here. Let's just get right to the story. So if we go take a look here, according to Ken Rosenthal, the Cardinals and the Rockies are talking Arenado, which is kind of funny just because we heard these rumors last offseason and nothing just really seemed to come together last offseason. So, and now they're starting to pick back up again. Nolan Arenado, he has been popping up in the rumor mill this offseason as well. You've been hearing him connected with the Mets, the Dodgers. And so, in a way, I'm not surprised to see the Cardinals here, mainly just because Arenado's name has been coming up. The Rockies, they have been motivated to try and trade him this offseason. However, the problem is it's such a big contract. He has the opt-out after this year, so it's very complicated. And but it seems like, according to Ken Rosenthal, the Cardinals are motivated to make something happen. So if we go to the article here, again, this was reported about maybe an hour ago, but as we can see here, a trade of Nolan Arenado finally might be coming into focus. The Cardinals are in discussions with the Rockies about a deal that would bring the 5-time All-Star third baseman to St. Louis, according to Major League sources. However, here's the important thing. No deal appears close, and the other players who might be involved are not known. So, again, like I was saying earlier, here is the problem. Arenado likely would waive his no-trade clause to join the Cardinals and perhaps agree to push back his right to opt out after the 2021 season. The Rockies, to escape his $199 million guarantee over the next 6 seasons, almost certainly would absorb at least one high-priced veteran from the Cardinals while also receiving prospects in the deal. So, for the Cardinals, if we go take a look here, well, let's actually take a look at the Rockies real quick first. So this is what we're working with Nolan Arenado. Like I said, he had an 8-year, $260 million contract. He can opt out after this season. I would imagine, like the article said, the Cardinals would kind of want some kind of security with that. Would he push back the opt-out? Could they restructure that? But because as you're seeing here, he's going to be making some good money, $35 million over the next few seasons. That drops to 32 in 2025, 27 in 2026, not a free agent until 2027. So as for the Rockies, if we go take a look, as for the Cardinals, let's go take a look here at what they're working with. So as we can see here, they have money to play with. They definitely have some flexibility when it comes to the payroll. Luxury tax, they're at $146.5 million. So they are very far away from the luxury tax, so they don't have to worry about that. They can definitely make this work. So, however, that's not the problem. The problem here is, what kind of a trade could they put together? Now, if we go to baseball trade values, this is a trade simulation website where you can plug in players. For the most part, this website is pretty accurate. They have around like a 95 to 96 acceptance rate of trades on here. Some people argue that some of the values are kind of off, but they use algorithms very similar to what Major League Baseball teams use in real life or whatever programs they use. So baseball trade values is pretty reliable. So if we go take a look here, at Nolan Arenado, I put together one little trade here of what maybe could be realistic. So Nolan Arenado, as you can see, a negative 43.7 value. Okay, so they're already getting into a hole here. That's why the Rockies are having such a tough time. That's a very bad, it's not a bad contract by any means, but it's just it's a very large contract from what we saw. And he didn't have the best 2020 season. Let's actually go pull up real quick before I actually dive into a trade. Let's pull up the stats from last year. He had his worst season to date. However, 2020 season, shortened season, 60 games. I mean, come on. A lot of people were off this past year. He had the 253 average. He had the 8 home runs. The OPS was a little low, 738. Not a great on base, 303. He did have a shoulder issue at one point in the season, so that definitely was an issue for him. But as we can see with Nolan Arenado, this guy balls out. 2019 had the 41 home runs, had the 962 OPS. Go to 2018, had the 38 homers, the 935 OPS. This guy has been a machine. He has been top 10 MVP for going back to 2015 minus 2020. He still had the Gold Glove in 2020. He was one of the best defensive players in the entire game, if not the best defensive third baseman. Yes, you can argue with Matt Chapman, but Nolan Arenado, this is a complete player as it gets. So, and this would be great for a Cardinals team that really struggled last year. Let's actually go take a look at how the Cardinals were. If we go to the team rankings here, let's pull this up on Fangraphs. So the Cardinals last year didn't really have too much of an offense. If we go look at the offensive runs above average with the Cardinals, as you can see, 21st last year. Not very good. They had some decent pitching. They had some good guys in the bullpen, but the offense was really weak. Adding a guy like a Nolan Arenado would be huge for this team. So let's go back to the trades. As we can see here, this is going to be a tough trade. This is one that I've come up with here. It's not the flashiest trade by any means. You may not even agree with this trade at all. But for the point I'm trying to make here is you're going to have to, if you're the Rockies, you're going to have to take back some contracts here. You're going to have to take back, I would imagine a Matt Carpenter would go back to the Rockies. That's an even third baseman. I would imagine they're going to have to take someone else on like a Dexter Fowler. I would also imagine the Rockies are going to have to include some cash. I would imagine this. If they are motivated to get rid of the contract, they're going to have to take on a couple of contracts. They're probably going to have to add in some cash. That's probably how it's going to work if they want to get a prospect in return. So, as we can see here, from what I have here, I have Zach Thompson. If we go look at the Cardinals' top prospects, taking a look here, as we can see. So I've included the number 5 prospect, Zach Thompson. Again, that might be pushing it a little bit. But if the Rockies are trying to at least get something out of this, this is what they're going to have to do. Now, we could play around with this. Maybe we can just do maybe an even swap of Carpenter. So let's take Fowler out of this. Let's see what we can do here. So if we take Fowler, so now as you can see here, the Cardinals are still not getting a great value. So look at what happens here. They are, again, this is not even by any means. So what we're going to have to do here, if you are the Cardinals, again, you're going to have to send back someone else. So if we go look at some guys who they have on their payroll. So if we go take a look, like I said, Dexter Fowler, he's going to be making 16.5. Carpenter's going to be making the 18.5. I would imagine Carpenter would be in this deal. I mean, that seems to make a lot of sense to me. I don't see why you wouldn't include him in this deal. Now, the question is who else? I mean, again, Dexter Fowler seems to make a lot of sense. The Rockies could use maybe another outfielder. Maybe that could work. Again, this is really tough because Arenado has such a negative value that you have to include some cash here to try and make up the difference. And then the Rockies, they're going to have to take negative value back too. So let's take Thompson off of here. If we go take a look, what does this look like without Thompson? So take this off. So again, and this right here, Actually, this would not be accepted because the Rockies really aren't getting anything really. If you really think about it, like this is basically just a salary dump. The Rockies aren't really getting anything here. I would imagine the Rockies would not do this. Baseball Trade Values does not approve this trade right here. So even though it looks kind of close to the values, the Rockies really aren't getting much here because this is just a pure salary dump. We'll give you some cash. Take Arenado. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you next year. So for the Rockies, I think you're going to have to take on a couple of contracts here. This is the only way I think it's going to be able to get done if you want something in return. So again, that's why, I mean, maybe you could do a Carlos Martinez. Maybe that could work. Something like this. And then if you try and do this, this would actually be accepted. Could you do a Matt Carpenter, Carlos Martinez for an Arenado and some cash? This would work. Could you maybe get a prospect in here? Maybe you can get, I don't know, let's say Zach Thompson, that might be a bit high. Maybe you can get someone like a Junior Fernandez, someone like that, a guy that's pretty close to Major League ready. If we include someone like that here. Actually, let's see, where am I? Here we go. So Fernandez, if we just look at the values here, where is he? Oh, I'm at the negative values. Here we go. So Fernandez, again, this guy has a 3.2 value. Maybe someone like this could be included in the deal. He's not a very low prospect, but a decent prospect, number 11. Again, maybe like a Johan Oviedo, like someone like that. There's a lot of different options here. I could maybe see the Cardinals have, at least according to some rumors out there, they have been looking to maybe move Carlos Martinez. It has not been a good contract. He had a bad season last year. Maybe he gets a change of scenery, go try his luck out in Colorado. I could see maybe something like this to where take back Carpenter, take back Martinez. At least you got a couple of players that can, at least you can put on the field next year. And maybe, I don't know, maybe get lightning in a bottle with Carlos Martinez and he ends up working out in Colorado. I don't know. But again, there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. No matter what, the Rockies are going to have to take back some bad contracts. That's point blank. They're going to have to, or they're just going to have to give a ton of cash. So I would imagine they're not going to want to do that. I would think they want to, take back some salary, give a little bit of cash, and then, maybe get a prospect or two in return. So again, the story here today, Nolan Arenado could be on the move. I'm not surprised by this. His name has been popping up in the news. He's been popping up a lot with the Dodgers, with the Mets. The Cardinals were in on him last offseason. He seems like just such a perfect fit for St. Louis. They need offense. Matt Carpenter, I mean, he's getting to the latter part of his career now. They need someone there. Sure, you could put a Tommy Edman there, but now Colton Wong's not coming back. So Tommy Edman is looking to be maybe the second baseman. Arenado, third baseman. It's such a perfect fit, if you ask me. I thought it was a good fit last offseason just because the Cardinals, they needed offense last offseason too. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for this. So again, Ken Rosenthal is the one reporting this. Ken Rosenthal, a very reliable source in the baseball world. So everyone, definitely be on the lookout for this. Keep your eyes peeled for the next day or two. Something could be happening. We'll have to wait and see. But before I get out of here, if you can, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 6,000 subscribers. We're hoping to get to 6K by opening day. So hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more baseball news and baseball content. Hit that like button for me. If you want to go talk some baseball throughout the day, you can go follow me on Twitter as well. But everyone, that is all I have for this late night edition news segment. So yeah. I'm going to go to bed now. All righty. Hope you all have if you're watching this in the morning, hope you have a good day. And I'll talk to you next time.